Welcome to the Potion Podcast, your raw look at the hospitality industry, brought to you by SHC. What is happening, Potion Shifters? Welcome back to another episode of the Potion Podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Shawn Soole. I am running late today, and I wanted to explain to you why I was running late. On Sundays and Mondays now, my lovely wife, Jillian, who's very understanding of my workload, takes Mondays off now. So for me, having Sunday off with my daughter and hanging out with my family, and then Monday, my wife and I go out for lunch or breakfast, and we just hang out and have a great time. So I've actually been having that work-life balance, and I think my last podcast about finding direction in 2022, that was a big thing. But I'm getting there. I might have to change this to like Tuesday night or Wednesday morning or something. Comment if you want to see it on a different day. And I'm really starting to knuckle down on like, who do I want on the show? When is it going to happen? Like that sort of thing. Scheduling people. I think I've got like 8 to 10 names in front of me right now that I really want to knuckle down and get there. But it is 2022. I'm starting to get some clarity now with this year. Starting to get some direction and some motivation and oomph to it all. And I'm not sure why or how, but it's happening. And so I want to talk about NFTs. Now, I want to talk about NFTs, the digital space, and hospitality, and the crypto world. I would not say that I'm a geek. I wouldn't say that I'm a nerd that's going to like nerd out about crypto and stuff like that. I've dabbled a little bit. But the NFT space has been very interesting to me in the last 12 months, and I've been researching it a ton and watching and seeing what's coming out and that sort of thing. What are other bars doing? What are other restaurants doing? The very first NFT restaurant, which was launched by Gary Vee's hospitality company in New York. And I'm going to reference that back when I start really talking about it. Now, an NFT, a non-fungible token, is a digital asset that you can own. Now, most digital creators, artists, that sort of thing, have really jumped on board with this, and you can buy digital artwork and own it, which is massive. But how do you apply that to something so tangible, something tactile, like the hospitality industry? Because the experiences we give, 9 times out of 10, are face-to-face, are like tasting a drink or drinking a spirit or that sort of thing. Like what is that tactile tangibility of the hospitality industry that we can apply to restaurants and bars? And when I announced the NFT project for Clive's, I got a little hate on Twitter, but the hate actually turned into really good criticism and really good feedback that I'm actually sort of noodling in my head. Now, when it comes to uploading to OpenSea, you can upload anything to OpenSea. It's not until you mint it and put a price tag to it that you can actually sell it. So you can really dabble and sort of see how it works, collections and Googles, and like Google what you want to know and stuff like that. Like Google is a great tool. Like I'm teaching myself stuff, but then also on the flip side, sort of winging it, doing an experiment. Now this could be an experiment that just flops hard. The cost of minting is not that bad, but could it blow up? Definitely. I only know of one other cocktail bar and one other bartender, or a couple of bartenders, but one other cocktail bar in the world that's done a great job at doing this NFT blockchain sort of deal. And Hemcock in Oslo, which I'm a massive fan of, they do, their whole menu is an NFT menu. And you could buy the NFT and then you get a trip somewhere based on the main ingredient of that cocktail. Massive, massive, massive thing. Now, what came out of the Twitter conversation the other day, and this is something that has been ticking in my head the last couple of days because I've been sort of holding back on minting and getting the ball really, really rolling on this, is the value and perpetuity of these tokens when you apply them to the food and beverage restaurant scene. How does this become a resellable item? You just don't want a token that you buy and then once the experience is over, it's done. So this sort of not a rehash, but like a resale value of these tokens, I think is where the angle is for these NFTs applied to the food and beverage industry. Gary Vaynerchuk's NFT restaurant in New York is definitely applying some of those things. So I had a couple of people on Facebook go, why would you do that, Shawn? Don't do it. And I'm not going to get into the environmental impact of NFTs and crypto because I know the baseline, but I think that in modern technology, there's, especially new modern technology, there's always going to be factors that you're going to find negative in. I drive an electric car, and people will say, well, electric cars are really bad for the environment because of how many of the minerals that go into and the metals that go into the batteries are very hard to get and very rare, third world countries, that sort of thing. But are they doing better for the industry, the environment than a F-150. Who knows? Everybody's going to have their own opinion. You're going to read articles that are pros and cons to it all. But when it comes to the environmental impact of crypto and NFTs, yes, I understand the environmental impact. Do I think there's enough information and data to really make a concise opinion of it? Not yet. I still think it's a new technology. I think that it's only going to get better. I think that as we keep evolving, it's going to take away other carbon footprints. But I digress. Let's get started. So this resellable perpetual token has really got me thinking quite hard. And so a couple of people said, don't do it. Like it's NFTs, it's just a fad, blah, blah, blah. Facebook was a fad. The internet was a fad. Like there's always been fads in technology we're still on Instagram, aren't we? Or Twitter blew up again this year. So LinkedIn. But so a chef friend of mine says, like, don't do it, Soole. And I'm like, but chef, you don't understand. Like, if you are a Michelin star restaurant who regularly like schedules big tasting menus that you sell tickets to and people come with reservations and stuff, you could sell that as an NFT. You do a picture of the chef or a pixel. You could do a ton of stuff, artwork, all this sort of stuff. Chef in the garden, picking stuff. Excuse me. But you can do it as an NFT. Now, why would you do this as an NFT? I'll tell you why. Most of the time, you have to outlay a huge amount of money to put these dinners on, with the possibility of cancellations, people not showing up, not selling tickets. But if you sell as an NFT to the 20 people you're going to do it for, an exclusive digital NFT dinner for the people that are massive supporters of yours, you price that NFT for the perpetuity of the dinners. So you do 4 dinners a year, you cost out at 4 dinners a year. And the great thing is that this person sells it, the next buyer is going to pay you a royalty to start, and then the next buyer is going to be entitled to those dinners. And you've already sold out your dinners, you've already got income in crypto, or that you can pull out and use as capital, and you could literally sell out 20 tokens over that space. Now, you have some provisos in there saying, such as, we're not going to reimburse any money if you don't show up. It's up to you. You're the owner of the token. You can come. So these are the sort of perpetual things that I'm trying to think about, wrap my head around how we apply to the food and beverage industry. Instead of one-off events, how do we continue to push and resell these tokens to make value for the consumer, to make value for the venue, to make value for the staff? Like, challenge coins have always been a big thing. I've got one from Wind Cries Mary right here, and I've got challenge coins coming for Clive's fairly shortly. A digital challenge coin. They show it in their wallet, and they get access to a specific digital NFT menu that is just for the people who own that digital token. And then when they sell it, same. People can come in, show their digital challenge coin, and they get a specialty menu. So I'm gonna blah 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 blah. This resale and the perpetuity of these tokens, it's going to take some time to apply and tweak and do that sort of thing. It's not just artwork. It's just not owning a recipe. It is more than that. How do you do it? And I think if someone just buys a recipe and you get a experience, but then the experience is gone once that person uses it and you've just got the recipe, you're not going to keep getting that reassay, keep getting those people who want to do it again, do it again, do it again. So I'm trying to wrap my head around how we're going to make this work long-term and how we're going to apply it to Clive's and how we're going to apply it to the cocktail scene in Victoria, how we're going to keep building out this digital network. And the thing is, at the end of the day, with travel constraints still being a major thing in North America and the world, with Omicron and COVID and everything, digital experiences, which I thought were pretty saturated during the height of the pandemic, I think are now going to be commonplace. Same as QR codes. I'm using QR codes for a whole bunch of stuff, and the QR code had a great year, 2020. But these digital experiences are going to stay. And the technology that's come out of the last 2 years for these digital experiences and shipping and packaging and all this sort of stuff, these digital experiences are going to show long-term growth because people are used to it now. Like 2 years ago, if you said, oh, we're going to do a Zoom call training session, people be like, oh no, I want it face to face. I'll fly you to such and such, and you do the event. Now digital experiences are commonplace, and I think they're going to stay that way. Now, people are always going to love that face to face, that tangible, like sitting across from the bartender. But I also think that there's a lot of people in San Francisco, New York, Europe, Africa, these sort of places that would jump at the chance of buying something that they can use digitally and experience your place online. I'm not sure how these NFTs are going to go. To be honest with you, I'm researching and gaining new data every single day. Every single time I look up something else, I'm getting something else that I wanted to keep going with. I'm not sure how it's going to keep going. I'm not sure if it's going to be a win. Don't know if it's going to be a L. But for the couple $100 it's going to cost me to mint and build out my collection and sort of experience all that, I think at the end of the day, it's worth a try. It's worth the experiment. Like, if it bombs, I'll be like, tried, it was good. Okay. If it doesn't bomb, well then, it doesn't bomb. And on that note, guys, thanks as always for the support. Chat to you soon. Bye.
Thanks for listening, Pose Shifters. I hope you enjoyed that episode. I really enjoy sitting down with friends and peers and just chatting about the industry and getting down to the nuts and bolts of what's really going on out there. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, everything on all the platforms. Just hit it up and I'll do my best to answer any queries or questions you have. I'll see you next week, guys. Bye.